All right, so we should be live. Can everyone confirm that we're live? Let me also go ahead and share this on Discord. Let me put this
Oh, yeah.
pinned
Doesn't
over
seem
here.
live right now.
There we go. We are live. We're live. Okay, we are live. Let me put this on Discord real quick.
Okay, let me refresh, see if it's live. No,
Cool.
it's not.
All right. Okay, let's give like 2 minutes and wait for people to join. But yeah, cool. All right, let's put this over here. Okay, I guess we can start right now. Okay, guys, so welcome to the Shark Tank Game Dev Edition. Today we have 5 participants, which will pitch the game into me and Phoenix. Okay, so it's gonna be pretty interesting. They're gonna be, pitching us their idea. If they have gameplay, they will show their trailers, whatever they like, and you could go ahead and check out, of course, all of their, Steam or Twitter pages and so on in the chat as we put them on. So let's go for it. Okay, so who wants to go first? I guess that who wants to go first? Hands up.
I think Emerald's going first.
Yeah,
Emerald,
sure.
okay. Let's
Can
go.
you
Let's go
guys hear me?
first.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear. Let me go ahead and
Awesome.
just get everyone out of the way.
So I also have this video I want to share as well once I'm done with the introduction to the game. So I placed it in the StreamYard.
Let me see. There we go. This one, right?
Yeah. You can just take it a little bit easy. So let me just go ahead and present the pitch for you guys. So pleasure to meet you both, Phoenix and Gorka. And the game I'm going to present to you today is literally the game of Echoes of Agora. So imagine a world where ancient Nordic mythology comes to life, where gods walk amongst mortals and the fate of an entire realm lies in your hands. That is Echoes of Agora, an epic open world action RPG inspired by the rich, untamed legends of the Norse. And in Agora, players will step into the shoes of Azor, a lone warrior drawn into a sprawling conflict between gods, mortals, and the unknown forces of the world. It is a world on the edge of chaos, and the choices you make as the player will determine whether the world is saved or shattered. And the game is set in a vast open world environment, which is meticulously handcrafted to bring the world to life. And from haunting forests to treacherous mountains, from frozen wastelands to the forgotten villages, every corner of Agora is filled with mystery, danger, and lore waiting to be uncovered. And what kind of sets this game apart is its dynamic and fluid combat system, drawing inspirations from games like Dark Souls, like we all know of, and also Elden Rings, of course. And I focused on making the combat feeling challenging but yet rewarding at the same time, which is a struggle by itself. But unlike those games, I have infused Norse abilities into the game, which will allow the players to call upon divine powers inside a battle. And each encounter requires strategy, timing, and the right use of your growing sets of skills. And what truly drives Echoes of Agora is the immersion. The world of Agora is brought to you to life with the dynamic weather, day and night cycle, and a very rich narrative that adapts to your choices that you make as a player. And everything from the soundtrack composed of haunting Nordic melodies will draw players into the mythology, and visually the game captures the rugged beauty of a land steeped in both danger and beauty. So with that being said, I feel like I just talked for ages. I should just go ahead and show the video that you brought up here on the screen. So this is from the beta version of the game, uh, just to showcase the environment and the first quest it said. And yeah, so the first quest isn't really finished. It's a beta, as I said, but we got most of the main core mechanics functioning, and everything is working for up to about 35 minutes of gameplay for now. And the end goal of everything is to have at least around 15 to 20 hours of gameplay. And that includes the whole main story itself. Yeah, so I think that maybe that's enough of showcasing. It's a very long video, to be honest. I think it's about 25 minutes or so. But yeah, that's basically the environment to showcase for. The gameplay is pretty long, so to say, so to show everything that the game has to offer up until now would take quite a while, and I don't think I have that much time. So I don't know if you can pause the video when you're able to, or when you feel like. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I can just lower the music and you know skip it on the background. So first of all, first of all, wow! I mean, congrats on the development of the game. First of all,
Thank you.
it looks amazing. You know, it looks like Assassin's Creed basically. I want to mention that I also have talked with Emerald Studios some time ago. He already showed me the game, but you know, this is some updates that I haven't seen yet, and honestly, I'm speechless right now. Visually, it looks like a real good quality game. Basically, you know, AAA studio. Honestly, and visually, I have no complaints at all, and I believe it's actually one of the strong points about the game and how it could even sell even better. Then in terms of content, it seems one of those games where you're just hours and hours and hours. You know, again, like Assassin's Creed or something similar. You mentioned about narrative. I saw their dialogue. We have horses going on, like for real. This can be a very very exciting kind of campaign game. So honestly, I'm really liking what I'm seeing right now. Like I said, the feeling is just that it's this huge open world with like a million things to do, right? And you're gonna
Yeah.
spend hours on the game. So yeah, man, congrats on the development.
Thank you.
Honestly, any critics that I can think of right now, it's hard to think. There's no bugs that I see right now, or anything like that. So I guess I would need to see more into the to tech behind it, or even more gameplay to give you any criticism. But right now it's impossible for me to give it. I see that also the UI matches the aesthetic of the game, which is also a very important thing. And overall, I'm really liking what I see. So yeah, Phoenix, what do you think about this?
Yeah, this looks really good. It looks really polished. It almost reminds me kind of like Witcher 3. Is that were you going for kind of that feel? It kind of feels like that. I was playing some Witcher 3 actually over the weekend, so that's what
It's
made
a
me
good
think
game.
of that game
Yeah.
specifically. But yeah, it's really polished. Even like animation on the horse, when you're horseback riding, nothing like collides or looks sloppy. Yeah, I don't have any complaints. This looked like it was developed with a lot of care.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for the feedback. I truly appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So, in terms of projection, you're, I guess, of course, aiming to, make this game commercially available.
Yeah.
So, where are you trying to, sell the game? What is your, specific goal with it? Is there any specific, marketing campaign that you have thought of it?
Yeah. So as of now, it's basically going up on Kickstarter in about 2 weeks. I am at the stage of development where I am actually seeking investment, meeting up with potential investors and so on. I have a meeting this coming Monday, tomorrow. So basically, that's where I'm at right now. So it's going to be a Kickstarter. There's going to be ads running on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. I'm going to try to be everywhere as long as my personal fund covers that, of course, since it's pretty expensive being a one-man army making a whole game like this. So basically, it's very heavy dependent on the Kickstarter going through. Because there's a lot of more stuff to come. There's this system that I have in mind that basically you're going to be collecting these sort of memories from the past that kind of help shape the world of Agora as you see it right now as the player. And the goal is for each of these memories that you can see to be collectible. And then once you have collected them all, they will all be placed inside of this lore tab on the screen, as you can see here. And basically, once you have collected them all, then it will form a seamless movie. So basically, a whole movie about everything that has happened before you actually started playing the game. So there's a lot of stuff, but yeah, that's where I'm at as of now.
Love it. Yeah, love the plan. Honestly, it's a very good idea that you're getting investors. Especially as a solo dev, it can be very challenging to make a game of this size, right? I don't know if it's your first, kind of serious project, but if it's one of the first, congrats on taking the risk, right? Because it's kind of a big project to take on. Also, what I recommend to do is, in order to, I know that you're gonna get investors and so on, but in terms of marketing, I would make devlogs on YouTube. I don't know you have already done,
Yeah, I have.
but okay, cool. So continue with that because, um, like I said many times, I believe that devlogs on YouTube and also on Twitter are one of the best ways to market your games, you know, by just by free, right? And building a cool relationship. The
Hmm.
cool thing about devlogs is that not only game devs see it, but also gamers, right? That depends on how you make the video. If it's not very technical, but if you go over, oh, I added this, and this, a lot of gamers can see it, and a lot of people can benefit from it. So what I would do is, yeah, continue with devlogs. Make sure that you do, maybe once every 2 weeks, and overall, just keep it up. Congrats on everything.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Cool. I don't know, Phoenix, do you have anything to add?
No, just yeah, keep it up. Looking forward to playing it someday soon.
Yeah,
Cool.
for
Do you
sure,
have
man.
a website or YouTube channel where people can check you out?
I thought it's very bad timing me being here and not having a Steam page up as of yet. I'm still under
Yes.
review, but I have all the artwork and everything. I mean, I have a Discord channel if you want to plug that, and I would appreciate it.
Okay, I don't know if you could send it to Phoenix, and then as we go, we could put it
Definitely.
in the chat. But yeah, cool stuff. Go ahead and check out the game. Thanks Emerald Studios for appearing here in the stream. Really appreciate it, and hopefully a lot of people enjoys the game and also become motivated and see like as a solid dev you can achieve this kind of fidelity in Unreal Engine. I don't know how much time do you spend making this game?
It's been about 1.5 years as of now, so
There
it's
we go.
been a
Yeah,
long
a
development
lot of time,
process.
but I mean it's being worth it because, like I said, it looks like triple A. Like look at this dialogue right now, like crazy, crazy, crazy. So yeah, thanks for hopping on the stream. We'll be putting the links in the chat as we go, and yeah, let's go with the next participant. Okay, Phoenix, is there anyone who wants to go next? Do you think?
Yeah, Gootsy.
Okay,
Okay,
hey, how's it going?
hey, hi, how's it going, is yourself? So, I will be sharing my screen of the Unreal Engine, a main menu of my game.
Sounds good.
Okay. Okay, so I guess my game will have no match against this. So, okay,
There we go. We can see it.
Hey, Gorka and Phoenix. So thanks for taking the time to hear about my game, The Last Customer. So I'm Goji, and this is a solo indie project I've been working on. It's a survival horror game with puzzles, strategy, and a bit of dark humor. I've handled everything myself, from the programming to the story. So yeah. So the concept of the game is that the last customer puts you in Mike's shoes, a gas station clerk working on the night shift. Everything seems normal until strange customers start showing up, and you quickly realize some of them aren't even human. But it's not just about surviving. You need to find your best friend Sean, who's gone missing. So you'll have to make also tough choices whether to search for Sean or focus on making it through the night. It's a mix of survival, puzzles, and storytelling that keeps the players engaged. So even though this is a horror game and it has its tense moments, I've had humor to lighten the mood. Whether it's funny interaction with a customer or an odd item from the shop, these moments give the players a break from intensity. So it's all about balancing horror with humor to make the experience itself more enjoyable. And the game takes you beyond the gas station that the game is based on. It takes you inside surreal, eerie environments that mess up your perception. These backrooms like spaces are designed to unsettle players and make them question what's real and what not. So you'll have to solve puzzles that require critical thinking, and these puzzles aren't just about finding keys, they unlock secrets that tie into the main story. But the core gameplay revolves around survival, decision making, and exploration. You'll face off against monsters disguised as customers, and you'll need to decide quickly who's the threat. It's not just a horror game where you hide. This game is just about identifying dangers and reacting fast. You'll also have to manage your sanity. Every second you lose your sanity, and if it goes over 9,000, you lose control. You can actually check your sanity by pressing X, and if you need to stabilize it, you can buy items from the shop that keep your sanity level steady for 15 to 20 seconds. These mechanics add layer of strategy to the game, making each encounter more than just a fight for survival. It's about planning your next move and managing your resources. But one of my favorite features about the game itself is multiple endings, which greatly enhances replayability. Your decision affect the story, and you can lead to different outcomes. Whether you help certain characters or focus on your own survival, your choices shape the ending. So each playthrough feels fresh with new secrets, dialogues, and paths opening up based on what you did before. The branching narrative keeps players coming back to discover all the possibilities. But the game itself has a shop and an in-game currency. Flicker coins allows you to buy items that are essential for survival, whether it's weapons, tools, or sanity stabilizing items. But it's not just about what you buy, it's about when you buy it. Do you spend your coins on an immediate need or save them for a bigger challenge down the road? Uh, but there's also a cheat menu in the games that you can buy for a lot of Flickr coins, and that's 85,000. That's a fun layer to the gameplay. The players who saved up can mess around with the game's rules. But in addition to the main story, I've created alternate game modes that let players engage in the game with new ways. These modes are separate from the main narrative, but still carry the same horror atmosphere. These modes offer something different from players looking for a challenge or just a quick thrilling experience. And you can access them through the bonus content button that you can see right there, and buy them for a lot of Flickr coins that you can collect throughout the main story. Uh, Also, I set up a Discord server for the game, and the people and players can share feedback and report bugs. And to wrap it all up, the last customer mixes tension, humor, and deep storytelling with great gameplay that rewards player choices. I'm excited to share this with all of us, all of and everyone, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. And thank you so much for them. That's all.
Awesome, sounds great. You got a very good, page script over there. A lot of
Yeah.
content for the game. So, so yeah, let's go ahead and hit play and see how it looks. And yeah,
Okay,
let's enjoy
so
some gameplay.
I'm not that great at level designing, so uh, but I will try to make it always better. Oops. What? Wait. I'm sorry. I forgot to. Okay. So the game itself is like a really simple idea, but thing is, I've been making like multiple endings, and which will make the game a lot better. So it has more story. And here you can go into the room or don't go. So you have like choices, what to do in every step of the game. Uh, so that's the base like where you start up. This is the gas station, and but a lot of things happen from here. So you can actually go from through there, uh, but yeah, and 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 you actually can find the secret key. Wait. Secret key. Okay, my bad. Okay, so to start up the game, you can go to work and
Okay, cool. I like the retro style. It
yeah,
gives a
I
different
made it.
horror.
I made
Yeah,
it. I made it like the VHS style horror game.
yeah, yeah. So that
Yeah,
looks good. Now, what I think could be improved is a bit the UI. So I know that you also are aiming for a retro UI style, but I think it could be even better. So I think the colors could be like maybe not so vibrant, maybe a bit of less outlines. But overall, you're going in the right direction of the UI retro style, right, in terms of the font. And then other things that I'm noticing, there's like a lot of loading screens, right?
yeah,
With the studio name, right? Go to studios and whatever. So
yeah,
that's very important. I think that you should only have your slogan, right? Your name, your splash screen of your game studio when they boot up the game or when they create a new game or log in for the first time, right? But not every time that they enter a door or something like that. I know that it's like kind of like a loading screen, right? And you put the logo name, but it will be 10 times better if you put something about the game, not your studio. So, for example, a tip from a game, right? Or I don't know what tip you could give, but a tip on working or whatever. But overall, I really like the retro style, right? The effect of it being old, pixelated. I think it basically adds to the horror experience. So right now, only criticism I see is UI, loading screens, and a bit of the flow of getting from the main menu to the game, if you understand me, right? But overall, how it looks in game, it looks like a cool retro horror game, which is really cool. So yeah, congrats on the work. So how much time have you been working on this?
So I've been working on this the last summer actually, and I actually want to add a lot of things than just this, but this is like the game starts. So the game goes like I don't know how to explain it. I'm sorry, uh, but I didn't actually create the loading screen. It was one of my friends. So because I don't know a lot of uh, I don't know about like
Yeah,
creating videos and stuff like that. So
cool. So yeah, so you're aiming to release the game like on Steam, I guess, or itch.io, right?
yeah, so
Cool.
the Steam page is actually releasing in a few days, and some uh, yeah, and it's being reviewed right now.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Well, looks good. Like I said, UI, loading screens, and a bit of the flow going to main menu and to the game. But overall, I love the retro style. I think that you can make a really cool horror game. Add like maybe make it darker, and have like a flashlight, maybe things like that, and more
Yeah,
jump
Flash.
scares. But overall,
Every
yeah,
link of that is actually in game already,
cool, cool, cool.
but I haven't got a lot of time to show all that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I imagine. Well, cool. I don't know, Phoenix. You have anything to add?
Yeah. The only thing I was going to say is like I think the motion blur on the camera. I don't know if that's intentional to like try to like surprise factor later on during certain quests or stuff like that. But I think it's just a little too much because like you can't really see what's happening like at all.
That's actually a bug in the first level of the game. I'm still trying to fix it.
Oh, okay. It doesn't do that in other levels and other parts of the game.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Cool. Well, thanks for pitching the game. You know, if you have any links, send it to us in the Discord chat. We will put them in.
I got my
chat.
Discord server link.
Cool. And yeah, let's go on. Congrats, and let's go to the next participant. So, Phoenix, who's next? We can put Bill, for example.
D or BSX.
Hey, man.
Or we can do Bill.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to go now.
Cool. All right, man. How you doing? I like your setup where you're like in a green screen with your game behind. It's cool.
Cheers.
And let's go. Go ahead and present your game.
Cool, thanks. So yeah, I'm Bill, and this is Delivery Derby, which is my first game project. I've been building it solo, just in kind of spare hour I have here or there since about May. In Delivery Derby, you play as like a gig economy delivery rider, collecting orders and dropping them off with your customers in over hundreds of potential drop-off locations, and you have to do all this while monitoring and maintaining your vitals. Generally, making money is the objective, but there's a few different game modes. So there's how much money can you make in a single shift, or is it, say, how much time it takes to make a certain amount of money? Or if you're not sort of capitalistically minded, you can just hop into free roam and drop off some food for hungry customers without worrying about the cash. Delivery Derby is like a 3D game, but all the instruction and information about orders and your state are delivered through like a skeuomorphic smartphone UI. And so without further ado, let's jump into the game and take a look. This is a very early prototype. So if we press start to begin, we then wait for orders to come through. There, we've got an order. So let's select that. That's from hot dogs. So let's go and pick up that order. And then we'll head on over to the customer. But we have another order coming through now, and I'm going to choose to accept that. So now I'll have to kind of track and manage 2 orders. There's another job coming in, but let's just stick for 2 jobs for now. If we switch over to the other screen, we get an idea of how many jobs we've got kind of on the go. Fortunately, this pickup was right next to my other drop-off. So you can have up to 3 jobs on the go at once. And that last job that just came in is for the convenience store, where you can pick up items for yourself, such as drinks and foods, which you have to monitor. So once we get over there, we'll take a look. Feel free to ask questions while we play.
Yeah, so first of all, I really like the idea of a delivery game. Looks pretty cool. Also, initially, the first thing that caught my eye was also the phone. I think that is such a great idea that you made it. Like there's a phone widget in the game, and that's through the system that you get the pickup packages and the routes. Honestly, I see that you also have a rerouting system going on through the roads. Pretty cool, honestly. Not a lot of indie games have that because it's a bit more advanced on calculate the paths and so on. I like the widgets of like new job available, press A to set. I think it's a pretty cool kind of simulator game, and the world looks pretty cool. So the first thing I would say to change is the of course the player character. Now I know that you of course have intentionally want to change it in the future, but maybe for the stream I will tell you could have even placed one of the NPCs, right, and just change the jacket color, so at least you have not the mannequin on the screen. But you know, of course, I know that you're gonna change that, so that doesn't worry me. I like also they have a currency in the game, right, and you kind of, I guess the objective is to make a lot of money. And I like that, you know, there's some NPCs walking on the street to make it more dynamic and so on. Another thing I would say is just to maybe add more variation of NPCs, which again I guess that you haven't, you know, intended, right, to make it a bit more alive, right. But overall, I mean, the world seems pretty alive. I'm not gonna lie. So I mentioned if you were to add multiple different characters, right, running around. And then last thing is just the, you know, the motorcycle, adding the character on the top, right? But apart from that, I think that it will be a pretty cool game to play. I don't know, maybe you could add like a timer where you need to complete or a certain amount of deliveries in an amount of time. I think that it would make it more intense, and maybe you can add like a background music or, like, you know, a crazy arcade game. Maybe make it like you can pick up boosts in the street and you can accelerate real quick. Things like that. I think it will make it more enjoyable in the gameplay. But it seems like a very promising game. So yeah, congrats on that. So
Yeah,
Phoenix,
and
what do you think? Oh, if you want to say anything, Bill.
well, I was just going to say the things like the motorbike. I intend on switching to a bicycle at some point. These are all obviously
Okay.
just placeholder assets.
Okay, so it's a placeholder. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I guess what is the overall goal besides just like accumulating a lot of wealth? Like, is there going to be objectives and like things that you can actually do with the money?
Yeah, well, so there will be different game types. So one of the objectives will be it's a shift, so it's a certain amount of in-game hours, and you have to kind of accrue money and thus a high score. Or, like I say, one where you have set a target amount of, say, £150, and it's about how quickly, a sort of a speed run of how quickly you can get that.
So it's like hitting just different targets depending on
Yes.
the mode that you're playing.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Thanks for having me.
what's the plan on the release?
So like I say, this is something I'm working on an hour in evening tops, kind of. So release timeline is kind of when it's ready, and I'm not putting any like undue stress on myself. Again, it's my first game. I don't expect it to be like a breakout hit or something. But also just for the amount of content that like one person can make this, I'm aiming for this to be like a $2 game.
Yeah, those you know, kind of cheap arcade games that you want to play on Steam and things like that, right? Sounds good. So yeah, I'm excited to see you on Steam. Like I said, in terms of marketing, I know that you only have like I said, not a lot of time to work in the game, but if you could make, you know, some devlogs, maybe just one every 2 weeks, something like that, you know, so just, oh, here's the updates in the game. It doesn't even need to be like fancy update or anything. You know, there's many styles to add devlogs, but you could get, you know, some traffic into your Steam page once you also set it up, which you can actually start right now. I would say you change the character and you can put the Steam page available for wishlist. And yeah, I'm excited, bro. Overall, looking good. I see like a cool game, you know, like a delivery simulator, the typical that one of those you know, YouTubers or streamers will play, you know, in a video, something like that, just playing around. You know those videos, right? Like but yeah, so cool, bro.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thank
Cool.
you.
All right, Phoenix, anything to add or all good?
All good. If you want to share your links, I can
Yep.
get that.
Put it on
posted
Discord
in-
chat and we'll share them.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
will do.
Cool. It was a pleasure, and yeah, let's go to the next participant.
I believe that's BSX.
Okay, let's go with him. Hey man, how's it going?
Hello, everybody. So I've been working on my indie game known as Investigation for the past year, and this game has been a lot for me because it is, well, it's pretty big for only working on it for a year. I would say that I kind of bit off more than I could chew, but since this is my very first ever horror game, I would say it's pretty good for what it's at. So basically, the whole plot of the game is you're a detective trying to solve the murders of your best friend over the course of a series. Basically, these are supposed to be like found footage tapes where you make your own story, and the game's direction is completely driven by you and you alone. You're basically going to be solving mysteries and looking towards fixing all the wrongdoings that's been happening around town. And the only way you could do this is by using your noggin to actually solve each clue, because I won't directly tell you. It's all brain based. So, to get into the gameplay here, we have this opening cutscene, which explains the reason why you want to be a part of the like the missions here. Because the first ever mission is you're directed to solve the murder of your best friend, John Plyer. He was working in the subway and he was found dead with no other further evidence. So I'm just going to skip this cutscene for now because I would recommend, if you guys are going to play it, to actually listen to the story yourselves instead of me trying to awfully explain it right now. So, chapter 1 is known as Expired. So, you wake up in the subway. Also, in advance, I would say flashing lights warning and also gruesome sights warning, because this is a mature game. Not really the best, I would say. But you basically wake up in a subway unknowingly that you just was knocked out. It's kind of confusing, but I'm hoping to polish that up in version 6. We are currently on version 5. So version 6, I'm thinking about adding more to the story because I had to get this game out as soon as possible due to school. So uh, this is basically everything that's happened for the past year, I would say. So basically, the only thing I tell you is to take the night vision camera, and I have a nice weather system here. It's pretty cool. I also have some uh, water decals and other stuff based off of realism. But let's continue up here. And this game combines elements of horror engine and some of my own coding. For instance, the entire body cam effect that you see here is all coded by me. This widget is, so far, it still hasn't worked for some reason, but I am currently animating this so it works. So as you can see, this bathroom, we need to enter it, and they give you, the only clue is a key card. So, and it is supposed to be dark on purpose.
Looking great, honestly. So first of all, I love the retro style. I love the body cam effect. I think it's makes it look very unique and very very realistic. Um, Overall, I really also like the kind of gory style that you said. Right, it's gonna be like a
Yeah.
mature game. So overall, this is a game that would scare me definitely, and it's also the typical game that I would see like a YouTuber or streamer playing, which is really cool. So you mentioned that you basically coded the whole the body cam style camera, which is pretty impressive because usually making custom materials for post processing effects is pretty hard on Unreal. So congrats on that. I love also that kind of night vision flashlight, right? Where it turns like green.
Yeah,
Really
so
really cool.
the night vision camera also has a functionality where you can zoom in and out. So this allows you to, like, let's say if you wanted to try reading something in the dark from far, you can actually do that. And you could switch between your flashlight using scroll wheel, except your flashlight is more powerful, but it runs out quicker. Your night vision allows you to see more around you, and you have a longer duration on it, but it's not always the strongest. Like, you can't really see down there, but with your flashlight, you're going to be able to.
Oh, I like that game design. Yeah, I like really the design of that. Um, so I like also the UI. You know, I think it looks very neat, very professional.
Thank
I
you.
love that also the UI of the top right, battery. I think it looks very elegant and fits very well into the game. It looks overall very very polished, I must say, and
Thank you.
it's like a demo on Steam. So yeah, what do
Yeah.
you think, Phoenix? You're muted. You're muted.
How about now? Can you
Yeah,
hear
we
me
can
now?
hear you.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of this because like I played like Fatal Frame and Silent Hill and uh, those kinds of games growing up. So this looks very exciting and promising.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I know the feeling about being in over your head. I'm working on my own game by myself, so I
Yeah.
know the feeling. But yeah, this looks awesome.
Cool. What is your
And
idea for the release?
so the current state of the game is already released. It is on Steam right now. But all future editions, I need to have more feedback on it before starting, because I want to make sure that the entirety of Chapter One is like the top of the line before working on Chapters Two. Because I wanted to have a larger series, especially for this game, because I felt like this series in general had a lot more potential. Uh, I have really just wanted to pitch towards the entire idea of the series, not necessarily the first one, besides actual feedback on what could be changed, and also uh like basically just gameplay wise what I should add and take away. And I always give updates and polls in my Discord, and on my YouTube I always post trailers and any content updates that might happen.
Cool. Love it, love,
So
love, love it. Yeah, so I mean, if you can share your link of Steam later on, we can share in the chat. Overall, I like that you're making chapters. I think that is a very good, marketing method for horror games. It works very well. We have seen it on Puppy Playtime, on other type of games. I like also the concept that you're adding to the game, right? Which is the unique point, which is like lost tapes kind of things, background
yeah,
styles. I see that AI
yeah.
looking very spooky. That's cool. Yeah, I like that he's like still, looking at you. So yeah, I don't know if there's horror jump scares and so on. Um,
Oh, there's a jump scare, especially when you die. I can showcase that if you want.
okay,
It is pretty loud, so I'm really quickly gonna turn my volume down a little bit.
okay.
But
Wow, that looked very very cool. Wow.
it
Yeah, we didn't
and
hear the
yeah,
sound, but we saw everything, which is enough. And I like that. Yeah, it was like a cinematic, right? So that's very,
yeah. So
but
I
over. Yeah,
animated all that
yeah,
as a cinematic because I found that it would actually be extremely easy
yeah.
to just animate it as that instead of having to do a full-on like I don't really know how to explain it, but to have like the camera player uh like the camera that the player has for first person view be attached to the animation and play in real time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had it so that it's a easy and combines multiple animations into a single cinematic, so it could
Yeah,
actually
yeah. Good approach. Honestly,
do that.
it looks cleaner and is easier to put in. So great. So yeah. So congrats on the game. I think it looks awesome. It's already out, so people can go ahead and play it. So yeah, just go ahead and put the link on the Discord group, and we'll share it on the stream. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, that's cool. So we have now the last participant. So let's bring in Dan. How's it going, man? Can you
Oh,
hear us?
okay. Yeah. I can hear you both. I'm nervous now. I've seen
No
everyone.
worries, dude.
I've seen everyone that has complete games ready to be played and everything, and I only have like a very early idea, which
No worries,
I only
bro. Yeah.
have,
All good.
yeah. So bear with me now.
Yeah, yeah,
Everything
yeah.
basically related. I'll explain. I'll try to explain my own words. Okay, so percent share screen. Yeah, share screen. Okay. Okay, can you see it? Okay.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this game is a little thing that me and my team came up with as a way, as a means to make a name for ourselves. You know, like a debut game, like a first thing for everything. So we thought of making a fighting game that resembles our hometown, that honors it and at the same time makes fun of it. You know how you get what I mean. Oh my god, I'm
Yeah, makes sense.
okay. So it all like started in I think May. Yeah, it started in May, and it started off by making like a little model of our place where we used to hang out, where it's flames were, because I joked about it saying, "Man, I wish that place would just burn down." And I said, "Well, let's start with that." And after it, well, some ideas just came piling up. Like for example, stage two, where's the interior of this place, and this one's not entirely finished. I'm planning on having some guys like do some gangster shit, gangster stuff. My bad, my bad.
No worry, it's okay to swear. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Some gangster stuff in the background, like some fighting and stuff, and
Yeah.
and
Okay.
and that thing in the back. Okay, I'm just gonna go over stages real quick so I can
Yeah.
get to the characters, and then stage three. Uh, well, in case the text doesn't give it away, it's part of a mall, the outside, because every time I remember it, it's always raining, and yeah, I just kind of tied that with this. The cars are of course Sketchfab because it was Sketchfab. Stage four is like a nightclub. Um,
I'm
stage
gonna
five
be
is like
going there a lot, I guess.
yeah, yeah. Stage five is like, I mean, you'll notice these stages are simple, right? Because it's simplifying it. You'll only see like this part. So, uh-huh. And yeah, anyone in the face and anyone in the chat that says that this is hurry, I'm trying to get the stages over with quickly so I can talk about the characters and what I have planned for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, of course, it's a bit too early, kind of to pitch, but I get you. I feel you. I see the idea that you go into. You are working with a team, right? As you mentioned, I guess, and you are building the different kind of levels where the game would, occur, and overall just transition and so on. So that's cool. The game idea sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah,
So yeah, right now what I would do is basically get a sprint, which is sprint is in game dev is basically like a set of tasks that you need to do to get at a certain point, and your certain point should be a playable demo. So I will start working on gameplay mechanics to start to bring these levels to life, right?
yeah.
But yeah, what do you think, Phoenix?
Yeah, this is like really good design and environment design, and it looks like it was well crafted. But yeah, it just needs
I know it needs polishing.
yeah,
I,
just needs the functionality. But yeah, I mean, it looks good.
have,
And like Gorka said, just like create a list of tasks that you need to do for functionality, and then set soft due dates on those and just
Yeah.
start getting them knocked out.
yeah, I mean, like due dates in planning isn't really my thing. So this is like super. Uh, I don't know what's the right word for it, but yeah, like the
Yeah,
characters
concept,
I
prototype.
I have, for example, in characters I have in mind for, like, for example, like a programmer and a guy that's like super smoked up and knows how to make music, a
Okay.
jack of all trades,
Yeah.
a wannabe gangster, a strict teacher, and
Okay.
a taco
Sounds good.
guy.
Yeah, I mean, definitely it seems that you're building like a team, which is cool. So what I would recommend is what also Phoenix added on me, which yeah, do the sprint, set a game document, align everything, and then using a organization software, basically all the tasks I need to do, all the things I need to do, get player character, do this, do this, do this, and you will end up with a playable demo. So yeah, I don't know. I guess that you don't have still any website to go to or anything, right?
I have a Discord server where
Okay, so yeah, so you can just share on the Discord group. We'll put it in the chat. And yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you and hopefully improve.
it's an honor to meet you too. You're the reason I started this entire thing.
There you go. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, well, thanks for joining on the stream, and yeah, keep me updated.
Cool.
All right, so that was a cool, Shark Tank game definition session. What do you think, Phoenix? I think there were some pretty cool games, some pretty cool playable demos, and also some interesting concepts that, of course, need more work. But you can also get ideas on how to, go about your game and so on.
Yeah, I mean, I think not only like a lot of good pitches, but like a lot of different like genres of games. Like went from like AAA, 3D open world RPG to more retro style horror, to like everything in between. So it was a real pleasure getting to see all those pitches and game ideas.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if I have to, put my top three, I would say that Emerald's game is top one. I mean, it makes sense. It
Yeah,
looks super
for sure.
polished. It looks like Assassin's Creed or Witcher 3, and there's a year and a half in development. So it makes sense to have that win over there. Then I would say it's the horror game from BSX. I think that it looks super polished, super nice. It looks like a game that I would like to play like on stream or a YouTuber will play,
Yep.
And then, Bill's game also about the delivery is pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
It's a cool idea. But yeah, all of the games also go to see, and then also have cool games. And yeah, I'm excited to see how they evolve, right? So, if you are listening, right, the creators, go ahead and make sure to keep posted on everything on Discord. And guys, if you want to participate in more events like this, be joined in our Discord, because that's where we organize all of these things, and you may appear in another video or stream or whatever. So yeah, so thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks Finks for being a judge with me and helping me out manage everything. And yeah, thanks for all the participants. Thanks everyone in the chat for being here and having a good time. And see ya, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks everyone. Bye bye.